Good morning and welcome to Summerween Part 2. Now, I was really bad at filming for the first part of this week. I thought I had more time than I actually did, got really busy, and then I was going to start yesterday and had a raging migraine, so that didn't happen. So we're starting today. This video might end up being a little bit later than I intended it to. However, to give you a quick update, I did just finish an arc thanks to NetGalley. I had an early release copy of The House Guest by Jennifer Pashley. And the premise of that book is there is this private chef and she finds this sort of sketchy job working as a private chef for a very rich couple and kind of gets caught in between. She thinks it's just going to be an easy gig. She'll work for a couple of weeks, she'll get paid handsomely, and then she'll leave it. And then she finds out these two people are a little bit crazy. The premise of the book showed a lot of promise, and I was actually really excited to read that one. And it's set in Cape Cod, and so I was like, this is going to be perfect for Summerween, like a summer horror, a summer thriller. It's going to be great. The whole book was ruined for me by the sheer fact that the main character is so dislikable and makes so many terrible decisions. And so like the whole entire book, I was so irritated and angry at the main character. And then the book ends and you think like, oh, she's finally gonna start making better decisions. Nope, she keeps making horrible decisions. That's pretty much all I can say without spoiling it, but I rated it 2 stars. Unfortunately, it was just not for me. The next book that I'm going to read is The Caretaker by Marcus Kliewer. I read earlier this year his other novel, and that is We Used to Live Here. That one is set in wintertime. It is a horror thriller. It's got a lot of suspense. It kind of gives you the feeling of like when you're in the dark and you're not quite sure that you're actually alone. Like that's the feeling that the whole book gives you, and it was written so well, and I really enjoyed it. The premise of that book, as I'm sure everybody has already heard by now because this book has been getting talked a lot about, as well as his other book last year got talked a lot about. But We Used to Live Here is basically this couple moves into this new house, and then a family stops by. They're kind of like needing to use a phone or something because it's in the middle of winter, and they're like, hey, we used to live here. Do you mind if we come in and like see the house? And while this girl is there, partner's out, she kind of is just like, well, I guess. And then things kind of go downhill and get really weird from there. I really enjoyed the way that one was written, and it did a really good job of giving you that like I'm in the dark and I'm not alone kind of feeling. So I'm really excited about this one. It is set in the Oregon wilderness, and so I think it's gonna have really great vibes to it, and I am really excited to read it. This week we also have to go to our sweet corn patch and pick a bunch of sweet corn that I can prep and freeze, and so that's going to be on our to-do list this week. And then as well, in my last video I think I showed you guys I'm currently working on a crochet work in progress. I'm making a book sleeve and I would like to finish that this week. So those are our plans for the rest of this week. I honestly don't know if I will be getting to another book over the next few days. I probably won't. This might be a one book show, a one book video. But I am starting to run out of time to get all of this done before I have to go nanny. So I'm gonna get going, and I'm going to start reading this today. Did just get home, but I am turning around and leaving again. I grabbed my baby carrier and changed into a pair of jeans, and my husband and I are going to go pick a bunch of sweet corn so that I can process it and freeze a lot of it, because we use corn a lot, and I mean a lot. But it'll be a fun little family date. I don't know how fun it'll be. It's gonna be really hot outside, but we're gonna go pick some sweet corn. Alrighty, I just laid the baby down. I have 8 bags of corn that I need to shuck, and then I'm gonna blanch all of them, cool them off, and then cut the corn off and freeze most of this. But I'm gonna be sitting here shucking corn, watching the Vampire Diaries for quite some time today. Alright, it is currently raining. It's a gloomy day outside right now, which would be perfect for reading, but unfortunately, I'm sure you can see this pile behind me. I have all this corn to process, so what I need to do is blanch it before I can cut it off of the cobs and freeze it. So what I'm going to do is I've got a pot of water that's going to boil here soon. I've got an ice bath ready to go to stop the cooking process immediately because I'm not trying to cook it all the way through. I just am trying to blanch it. And then I've got a towel laid out to let the corn finish cooling off while I go through all of this. I think I have 105 cobs that I need to process. And as it turns out, my son is getting 2 more teeth in, so I'm going to be doing all of this while wearing him. We'll see if I'm still alive by the end of this process because it is already 3 in the afternoon, I think. And it has taken me quite a while to finish shucking all of the corn. So hopefully the rest of this goes a little bit quicker. I'm gonna keep binge watching my show while I finish all of this. Anyway, I'm gonna get to processing corn because it looks like my water is about to boil, so. A few minutes here before I have to leave and go nanny. We had a wild morning. It involved a lot of tears. I meant to film this update a few days ago, but the babe is teething again. It's like once it starts it just never ends, but he's been cutting 2 teeth and these seem to be the worst out of all of the teeth that he's got so far. He's been quite testy lately, so I haven't really had a lot of time to film or read for that matter, and then on top of that he hasn't really been napping or sleeping very well either. We've just been on a roller coaster. However, I finished The Caretaker. I thought it was really good. Okay, I enjoyed it a lot. What did I rate it? 4 or 4.5 stars? I rated it something like that. It wasn't quite a 5-star with me because in order for it to be a 5-star, I think that it has to absolutely nail the ending. And that's kind of a hard thing to do with horror books, thrillers, things like that. If it's just simply a thriller, then obviously you get the resolution at the end. Whereas if it's a horror book like The Caretaker is, it's a little bit more ambiguous towards the end and what the ending is. I did enjoy it, but when I was reading it and when I was in the moment, when I got to the ending and I flipped to the next page and it was just the acknowledgements, I was like, wait, that's it? What? I was still kind of confused. I don't have a problem with the way it ended, but when you're in the flow of the book and then you get to that ending, like how it ends, I was just like, there's supposed to be more, right? There should be more. Needless to say, I do think I really enjoy Marcus Kliewer as an author. I really enjoyed We Used to Live Here. I rated that one 4.5 stars. And then I really enjoyed The Caretaker. I do think that in some ways The Caretaker was better as a horror book because I was definitely incredibly stressed throughout the whole thing. I think the other thing that made it not quite a 5-star for me was that the main character was a teensy bit unlikable and just kept making stupid decision after stupid decision after stupid decision. And I understand the point of it, and
they kind of poke fun in the book at movie characters who do the same thing. But at some point when she keeps making these decisions and she keeps screwing up, like, I was so angry with the main character. Because I was like, how do you keep getting this wrong? Honestly, you are getting paid to just follow these instructions, so follow the dang instructions. It's not that hard. I don't know. Anyway, and so then, like, the way it ends makes sense, but also at the same time, like, everything is her fault. I'm trying to describe how I feel about this without, like, ruining the book for anybody, because I definitely think that if you like horror books, you should go read it. It's a really good book. The main character is just, like, I was so frustrated and stressed throughout the whole thing. But I also think that's a good thing in a horror book, because I was really, really invested in this book. But there were times where I was reading it where I was literally like, oh my gosh, girl, make better decisions. Make better decisions, please. Anyway, that is going to be all for this video. I didn't post it when I was intending to a couple of days ago. You know what? Sometimes life throws you a curveball. My curveball was 2 more teeth. I didn't get this video posted when I meant to because I've been trying to post weekly, but if I get it posted by this weekend, we'll be good. We'll just reset. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.